We're going to start all over again with this here. It's called the Teacher's Guide to Nubian Language, which is the basics, the roots of what's popping. The Teacher's Guide to Nubian Language. The symbol of the ever living, which is all the schools that one would go through. We're talking about the alphabets, reading, construction, words, pronouns, past possessions, third part verbs, forms, tenses, contracting verbs, commanding system, the house of past tense, the house of present and future, the system of pluralization, prepositions, negative commands, the table of comparatives, the adverbs, the adjectives, the colors, the numbers, the dimensions, size and shapes, the qualities, the punctuation marks, the Nubian time zone, the dates, the time charts, the weather directions, the countries, the cities, nationalities, political terms, business, occupations, positions, entertainment, exercise, hobby, drinking, containers, ingredients, beverage, breakfast, lunch, appetizers, food, desserts, fruits, snacks, family tree, character, the human body, toiletries, illness, body, physical defects, clothing, jewelry, gems, elements, weapons, transportation, cars, roadsides, buildings, materials, signs, music, instruments, animals, birds, fishes, insects, flowers, zodiac, spheres, plants, planets, constellations, the seven planes, the seven seats, the religions, the deities, suffixes, opposites, and sentences. So we have a lot of things to learn. There's no time to waste. There's no time to waste. There's no time to waste. So as you see, there's a lot of things to be read, to learn. We have no excess time. Okay? So what I'm going to see, I'm going to get it back. I need to get this a little bit. There you go. This is it. So get this. Whoa. Okay. Again. So it is what it is. It says, for years under the Ansarullah community, I, and it's speaking about the teacher, the master teacher, Malachi York, and many other names, have taught the Arabic and Hebrew languages. The Arabic scholars of today have made it very difficult for the layman of today to fully learn the Arabic language of the Quran. These holy books, or the original Aramaic Hebrew of the Torah, the holy book of the Hebrews. This was done through their systems of creating grammar to a primitive language of a small village, and creating and congregating verbs, trying to explain duals and polarization, etc. So my intent was to teach the Nubian Moors the original Arabic language through importing teachers from the Sudan and Egypt to make sure that the children learn the classical Arabic of the Quran, while Muslims, knowing that the Quran 1997 clearly states that it was recorded in the Quraysh dialect, not the classical Arabic. And Quran 12:2 in part says we sent it down in an Arabic Quran. And 1400 years ago, in a little village in what is now called Saudi Arabia today, remains of a small tribe of the original Quraysh people who descended from a Moor called Hashem or Hashemites, dark-skinned, woolly-haired people who were direct descendants of Abraham, who became Ibrahim, the Chaldean, who spoke Chaldean, and from his tongue came the Hebrew language. One of the family of the language today is called Semitic, from the son of Shem, also Moor, from which the same Shemitic or Shemitic comes from, found in the book of Genesis 10:11, namely Ashur. So we're not going to go as fast as we usually go. We're not going to go as fast as we usually go. So I'm going to go ahead and get the book. It says Genesis 10:11. So I do have the Bible here, and I'm going to go to Genesis 10:11. And Genesis 10:11 states, from the land he went from Assyria and built Neviath, Rehoboth, Shala, and Renson between Neviath and Kala. That is a great city. Egypt became the father of Ludan, and Ammon, Lehabin, Naphtuhim, Paruhim, Shaluhim, whence came the Philistines, and Capernaum. Okay, so we read from 11. So we said to 11. Let's go up to 10. The beginning of the kingdom was Babel, Erich, and Arcade, all of them in the land of Shinar. Okay, so we go all the way up to 8, the 6. The sons of Ham, Cush. The sons of Ham, Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush, Seba, Havla, Sabta, and Raama, and Sabtix. The son of Raama, Sheba, and Dedan. Cush became the father of Nimrod. He was the first on earth to be a mighty man. So we're talking about, and the family, the language, it is called Semitic, from the sons of Shem, and Moors, from which the name Shemak comes from, found in Genesis 10:11, namely Ashur and Aram, from Eber, the son of Shelah. All dark-skinned, woolly-haired Moors. All these men were the children of Noah and their children. Aramic Hebrew was the language of the Arameans, the descendants of Aram, the fifth son of Shem, and his wife Fatim. Genesis 10:22. So let's go to Genesis 10:22. And it states, to Shem also the father of all the children of Eber, the elder brother of Japheth, children were born. The sons of Shem, Elam, Ashur, Akpach, Shad, Lud, and Aram. The sons of Aram was Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash. So it says Aram, and they call to Aram in Numbers also 33:37. So we go to Numbers 33. 37. Thirty-three, 37. And they set out from Kadesh and encamped at Mount Hor on the edge of the land of Edom. Okay, and the language Aramic was named after him, which proved that he was a leader, Aram. When a dialect evolved, it usually was named after the most powerful or understanding member of the tribe or clan, and in this case, it was Aram. Okay, I'm gonna have to get my bigger Bible actually, but we got that there. Okay, so we're gonna skip on down now because we're gonna be here. We can keep going on this all day. But let's go to the prayer. First, let's begin by reaching our affirmation. It says, Abdul Qur to Falat wa Bazin bil Bamo el Kulum. Aniya fi el Ashud shil el Kulum. Wa Kul Ashud izu fini Anaya Farujan shil el Kulum. Wa el Kulum izu Farujan shilni. Anehi Wahid Ma'a el Kulum. Wa el Kulum uzu Wahid Ma'a mi. Ani Akilu Anjilu Kama Farujin Shil el Kulum. Wakub Kama Farudin. Ani Akilu Awinu Kodik Ani Akfizo Fi El Kulum. Kama Kafazi Uz Illa Leia Amidu Fi El Kulum. Anihi Kabaha Wahud. El Kulum Uzi Aniya. El Kulum Yaket Nakilu Ani Akilu. El Kulum Yam Milu Ani Amilu. We're going to skip down and we're going to go into the pronunciation, which is called Daris Wahid, or Lesson 1, El Nawabi or Rufat It says A, B, D, E, F, G, H, I, G, H, L, me. Ni, U, Re, Si, T, U, We, Ye, Z. It says A, Aya, Gi, He, She, Thi. It says Ka, Sha, and Nikah. Then it has a couple of practice sheets. You can't see it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We're going to go through a couple of things. A, I, U, an, in, or A, I, U, an, in, Then we're going to go A, ba, da, fa, ha, ga, ha, ja, ha, ha, ka, ha, la, ma, na, ra, re, sa, sha, ta, tha, wa, ya, za. I want you to keep reading that, keep repeating that, and we'll get it. We're going to go A, Aya, Ba, Da, Fa, Ga, Ga, Ha, Ja, Ha, Ka, Ha, La, Ma, Na, Re, Say, Shay, Tay, They, Wa, Yay, Zay. And that was the A sound. We're going to go through the E sound now. E, B, D, F, G, G, E, G, K, 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 me, ni, re, si, she, ti, thi, we, ye, z. Now we're going to go with the long E sound. E, B, D, 5. E, K, E, G, K, 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 me, ni, re, si, she, ti, thi, we, ye, z. Now the pronunciation of the U. Oo, boo, do, foo, goo, 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 goo. Ha, ju, ku, khu, lu, mu, nu, ru, su, su, tu, thu, wu, you, and zoo. Now pronunciation of the double O is a long sound. Oo, boo, do, foo, goo, 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 who, you, ku, khu, lu, mu, nu, ru, su, shu, tu, thu, wu, you, zoo. Now we're going to do the pronunciation of the N sound, A-N. An, aya, ba, dan, ban, fan, gan, gan or khan, gan and khan, gan and khan, han, jan, khan and khan, lan and man, nan, ran, san, shan, tan, than, wan, yan, and zan. Now we're going to do the pronunciation of the en sound in, ben, den, fen, gen, chen, hen, jen, chen, chen, ken, and ken and ken, len, men, nen, ren, sen, shen, ten, then, when, yin, and zen. Now the pronunciation of the UN sound on, bone, don, phone, bone, hone, hone, John, hone, hone, lone, moon, known, roan, sown, shown, tone, thone, wone, yon, and zone. So now we're going to go and learning what they call Daris at Nen, or lesson 2, and it speaks about the sight and how to read them, the reading, the sight, and reading them, and is a, ba, da, a, fa, ga, kha, ha, a, ja, kha, kha, ka, kha, la, ma, na, a, ra, sa, sha, ta, the, wa, ya, and za. So we're going to learn letters like the kha, which is 2 letters in one sound. It is said as one letter. It is made by putting together the sound kha and ha sound, and as in the word kha, ba, ra. This also happens with the letter sha, as in shoe, and the letter kha, as in ghost. Here are some examples of words that have these letters to get you familiar with them. You have ha, fa, za, ta, ba, ha, ta, ba, ta, ha, sha, ja, ra, sha, fa, a, mush, mish, sha, ra, ha, ga, la, ha, ga, sa, la, ba, la, ga, and sa, ga, ra. So we're going to we read the alphabets, right? And we read the alphabets and we got up to, we're going to go all over again with that. We're going to go to a, ba, da, a, fi, gi, he, a, yo, ki, li, mi, ni, u, ri, si, ti, u, we, ye, z. Okay? So you have to just think about it, and it's in your DNA. Keep saying it's in my DNA. So this is the reason why we're going to have our own language. You're free. June 19th, You did a great job. Everybody get a clap on the back, a slap on the back, a shake, a hug, thumbs up. Let's go forward. We got to talk about what happened. All we got to do is preserve and go forward. And this is learning how to go forward. It's called Teacher's Guide to the Nubian Language. The new beings. The new beings. Not the slave mentality, but the new beings. And this is being overlapped because there were people that were never slaves, never thought to be slaves. We have people with different energies that's coming. Now, the whole thing about the Arabic is so confusing. You got the Algerian, you got the Egyptian script, you got the Maccabee or Maghribi script by Moroccans, Egyptian scripts, Algerian script. Each script, each letter, each symbol is different. You got what they call Messina or the French Sudan and the West African by the Sudanese Muslims. You got the Fouta dialect spoken by Fouta district of the French Guiana. You got the Persian script. You got the Mandingo script spoken by the Muslims in the north and northwest or Sierra Leone, West Africa. You have many different types of scripts. You got scripts in Senegal, right, which is French West Africa. So it says, and there are many more. These are all a dialect of the original Ashuric Arabic language, and none of them are the original Arabic. The Muslims are only fooling you. One of the oldest existing copies was written in the ancient Mali script. So we were once in the Ansar community, spoke and read classical Arabic of Quran. Decided that in renewing ourselves with our own culture and our own commitments and our own scriptures called the Holy Tablets, we, the Nubians, nation of Moors, we needed our own language. Because you must have a name, a land, and a language. Our name, nationality is Nubian Moors. Our language is Nubic, and our land is the Mother Earth. Our tribal names are Yamasee, Native Americans. We're entitled to our own dialect, and we have the right to create our everything as sovereign people. The United Nubian Nations of Moor, indigenous people, exercise our autonomy just as all others did and still do. And this language is a combination of the ancient Ashuric, Aramic, cuneiform, Akkadian, Chaldean, Almec, and whatever else we need to communicate. Let's make it clear that the book was originally written in the Arabic language by a man born in the year 1776 and died in 868 AD. Reflect how long ago that was for a minute, and how near it was to the birth and death of the Prophet Muhammad al-Amin. And this man, Al-Jafiz, was born in Basra, the country now known as Iraq, Old Babylon. This is not the same black man screaming the Prophet Muhammad is black, as did J.R. Rogers in his book referred to the Nubian man, scroll number 118. So, what he's saying, you got the Pakistani spoken, the Pakistani Muslims, you got Tholith, you got Jawani, you got the neck. So he's explaining that there's so many. He said, I repeat, most Muslims worldwide don't read, speak, or write classical Arabic. And who cares? being that it was not the original language of the Quran and not Allah's own tongue. As the Quran itself claims in Quran 4497, and that a malicious intent to hide dialects have been plotted by the follower of the Musalimat ibn Habib al-Hanafi, 558 to 633, whose own Quran is being read worldwide as the original, which it is not. He is the Muhammad of the Islamic world today, referred to Al Quran, translated by Naya Maliki Zaduk York L. These terrorists are not real Muslims. He is not to be mistaken for the real Mustafa Muhammad Al-Amin, who was born 570 and passed in 632 AD, whose identity they tried to hide because he was not dark olive skinned, with woolly hair, as all real Moors. Most Negro Muslims have no idea their prophet was a Negro Arab. In a book that was written in the 19th century in the Arabic language entitled The Book of the Glory of the Black Race, Kitab Fakhr as-Sudan Allah al-Badin makes it clear that the Prophet Muhammad was a Negro. Let's skip on down to that. It tells you about some Arabic words. We're not going to worry about that right now. It goes in the years that Oscar taught. You said that again. So we're going to keep on going all the way back down. We did the first lesson. We did the second lesson. We did the pronunciation. This is the third lesson, Daris Talid. The third lesson, Rakub Kalumat, which is the construction of words. This section is done to teach you how to construct words in the Arabic. The words written below are only for pronunciation purposes. Note that all the underlined letters signify that you combine the three or two letters and read them as one. As you have Katub, you have Walud, you have Kamul, you have Sharub, you have Akhos, you have Bahu. Note, when you have a verb and the verb starts with the letter A, and the original A stays in the word, you don't add a second A. So we're going to read that again. Khatub, Wa, Lud, Ka, Mul, Sha, Ru, A, Kuz, Ba, Hu. Khatub, Wa, Lud, Ka, Mul, Sha, Ru, A, Kuz, Ba, Hu. Here are some of the examples of Nahuatl words that are pronounced with an E sound. Those that we did was the A sound. Now we're doing with the E sound. Si, Re, Fi. Fi, Li, Mi. Ki, Re, G. She, Re, B. D, Re, C. Ki, T, B. Here are some examples of the Nahuatl words that are pronounced with the E sound. Si, Re, Fi, Li, Mi, Ki, Re, G, She, Re, B, D, Re, C, Ki, T, B. Here are some examples of the Nahuatl words that are pronounced with the U sound. Su, Ru, Fu, Mu, Ru, Du. Ku, Ru, Ju, Su, Lu, Mu. Du, Ru, Su, Ku, Tu, Bu. We're going to do it again. Take your time. Pronounce right after me. Su, Ru, Fu, Mu, Ru, Du, Ku, Ru, Ju, Su, Lu, Mu, Du, Ru, Su, Ku, Tu, Bu. Now, here are some of the Nawabic words that are pronounced with the double A sound. That sound is a longer sound. Khatu, Sharu, Nawub, Tabuk, Tabuh, Salum, Darus, Hador, Salu. We're going to do it again. Khatu, Sharu, Nawu, Tabuk, Salum, Darus, Hador, Salu. Here are some examples of the New Arabic words that are pronounced with the double E sound. Moth, to, he, da, ru, ji, ka, lu, mi, ka, to, be, da, ru, si, ra, ju, li, mat, to, he, da, ru, ji, ka, lu, mi, ka, to, be, da, ru, si, ra, ju, li. Now here are the examples of the Arabic words that are pronounced with the doubling O sound. She, nu, ka, ku, tu, bu, moon, ki, nu, su, lu, mu, yad, du, and fi, nu. I'm going to repeat it. She knew, ku, tu, bu, moon, ki, nu, su, lu, mu, yad, du, and fi, nu. Once again, and fi, nu, yad, du, su, lu, mu, moon, ki, nu, ku, ti, bu, she knew. Once again, she knew, ku, tu, bu, moon, ki, nu, su, lu, mu, yad, du, and fi, nu. Here are some of the examples of the Arabic words that are pronounced with an "an" sound. Sharub and, Taruf and, Hab and, Raru, Warug and, Shuk and, Sabor and, Ad and, Kitab and. We'll do it again. Kitab and, Ad and, Sabor and, Suk and, Sharub and, Tafu and, Bab and, Waruk and. Here are some of the example of Nawabic words that are pronounced with the "een" sound. Sha, ja, rin. Ba, na, tin. Wa, la, din. Su, la, min. Sha, hi, nun. As, na, nin. Nim, rin. Ta, bi, zin. Or zin. We'll do it again. Sha, ja, rin. Ba, na, tin. Wa, la, din. Su, la, min. Ta, bi, zin. Nim, rin. Asnanin. Shahinin. You're going to go with the word, Nuwabic words that are pronounced with the sound. Ka, to, boom, baboon, da, re, sum, sha, bu, kun, sham, shum, ga, mu, rum, ko, ka, rum, sha, boom. So now we're going to go to lesson 4. Give yourself a round of applause. It's Doris Abed El Dam Murat, the pronouns. So we're going to go with the pronouns. Is Ani, Ania, Ni, Ent, Hu, Ha, Na, Entum, Hum, Ania, Nuwabian. Nuwabian, Nuwabian, So we're gonna go Ani, Ania, Ni, Ent, Hu, Ha, Na, Entum, Hum, Ania, Nuwabian, Ani, Ania, Ni, Ent, Hu, Ha, Na, Entum, Hum, Ania, Nuwabian, So we're gonna go again. Ani, Ania, Ni, Ent, Hu, Ha, Na, Entum, Hum, Ania, Nuwabian, Once again, Ani, Ania, Ni, Ent, Hu, Ha, Na, Entum, Hum, Ania, Nuwabian, So we're going to say I, Ani. For I, Ani. When you say I in the Wabi, you say Ani. When you say I am, Aniya. You say I, Ani. When you say I am or I'm, Aniya. When you say me, you say Ni, N-E-E. When you say you say Ent, E-N-T. When you say he, you say who. When you say she, you say ha. When you say we, you say na. When you say you all, you say entum. When you say you say ent. When you say you all, you say entum. When you say them, you say whom. When you say I am, Nuwabian, Anai, Nuwabi, I am Nuwabian, Anaya, Nuwabi, I am Nuwabian, Anaya, Nuwabi, You all, entum, we, na, she, ha, he, who, you, ent, me, I am, Ania, I, Ani. It's called O-L, the Murat, the pronouns. We're going to leave that right down. I want you to learn that. We're going to come back. We have a whole lot. I mean, the family, the Travel family, the York family, the L family, the Bay family, the Muhammad family. I just want to thank all of you for your participation on the World Circle. I just really thank y'all for uplifting and keeping it going. We all want to do the best that we can. We're going to do more than the best. We're going to put the best to the side, and we're going to do what we need to do. And we're going to push forward to teach this. So if you know one word, ani, I, or ania, I am, or me, need, you, int, he, who, she, ha, we, na, you all, entum, them, whom, I am, ania, nuwabian, nuwabiun. Say it and be proud that you have your own language. We're going to go and keep it moving. We're talking about possessive pronouns. When we say my or mine, it's E, two E's, E, E. When you say yours or for you, Luke, L-U-K, Luke. His, lahu, her, laha. Number who is he, ha is she, la, or lahu, for him, laha, for her. Ours, la, na, for you, la, ka, for you all, lakum, there, for them, lahum, because them, they, whom, la, for, lahum, lakim, laka, lana, laka, lahu, lu, and e. We're going to leave that right there. I'm going to get back with you in a minute. I'm going to let that resonate. You let that resonate. Play it again, and keep playing it. We don't stop. Well, we don't stop. Keep moving. We don't stop. Keep it moving. We don't stop. We don't stop.